Let me ask you something. How often do you feel like you're putting in the effort but not seeing the results? You push, you try, yet something keeps holding you back. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? What if I told you that the biggest barriers to success aren't the external obstacles you see, but the silent pitfalls you don't? The trap of mediocrity is real. It doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in through small compromises, excuses disguised as reasons, and comfort zones that promise safety but deliver stagnation. You aim high, but self-doubt whispers, maybe this is enough. You set goals, but distractions steal your focus, and before you know it, you're stuck in a loop of unrealized potential. But that ends today, because awareness is the first step to breaking free. If you want more, you must first expose what's holding you back. The habits, the mindset, the fear. It's time to bring them into the light. So let me ask you, are you ready to break free? Are you ready to see the truth and take control? Because what comes next will demand a decision. Stay stuck or step up. There comes a moment in everyone's life when a choice must be made. A moment when you realize that staying the same is no longer an option. That moment is now. If you're tired of watching opportunities slip by, if you're sick of feeling like you're capable of more but never quite reaching it, then understand this: mediocrity is not your destiny. But breaking free won't happen by accident. It requires urgency. Life isn't waiting for you, time doesn't pause, and every day spent in hesitation is a day lost forever. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? How many chances have passed because fear whispered, not yet? The truth is, success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who act. So what's it gonna be? Will today be just another day, or will today be the day you decide to change everything? Embrace the turning point. Choose growth over comfort. Choose action over delay, because the path ahead is waiting, but only if you're bold enough to take the first step. Now that you've recognized the barriers and the urgency to change, it's time to take control. Success isn't luck, it's a process. And like any process, it follows a formula. High performers don't stumble their way to greatness, they follow a blueprint. A system designed for results. And that's exactly what we're about to build. Over the next steps, we'll break down what it really takes to unlock peak performance. We'll uncover the habits, the mindset, and the discipline that separate the successful from the stuck. This isn't about temporary motivation, it's about lasting transformation. Are you ready to structure your life for success? Are you willing to challenge the habits that keep you small? Because what's coming next is a roadmap, one that, if followed, will change everything. No more wasted effort. No more scattered focus. Just a clear step-by-step guide to breaking limits and achieving at the highest level. This is your moment. This is where the journey begins. And if you're ready to commit, then let's move forward, because the success formula starts now. Let me be clear. Success isn't a mystery. It's a formula. A set of repeatable actions that lead to predictable results. The problem? Most people don't follow the formula. They guess, they hope. They try a little of this, a little of that, and wonder why they never break through. But high performers think differently. They understand that success isn't about effort alone, it's about the right kind of effort. They focus on key behaviors that drive real progress. Things like discipline over motivation, precision over randomness, growth over excuses. You see, every great athlete, every top entrepreneur, every master of their craft, they all operate from a system, a routine, a set of non-negotiable habits that push them forward even when they don't feel like it. And today, we're going to break those down. Ask yourself, are your daily actions aligned with your ambitions, or are you busy without being productive? Because real success isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. And if you want to elevate your performance, it's time to stop hoping and start executing. Success isn't about avoiding obstacles, it's about using them. Too many people see challenges as stop signs. They hit resistance and back down. But the truth is, every setback is a setup for a breakthrough, if you know how to use it. Think about the most successful people you know. They didn't get there without struggle. They got there because of it. Every challenge they faced became fuel. Every failure became a lesson. What if you started seeing obstacles differently? Instead of roadblocks, what if you saw them as stepping stones? Instead of setbacks, what if you saw them as training? Because that's exactly what they are. Growth isn't found in the easy moments, it's found in the struggle. The adversity, the moments that force you to level up. So the next time you hit a wall, ask yourself, will this stop me or will this shape me? Because the only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle challenges. You get to decide. Will you let obstacles break you, or will you use them to build your greatness? Mindset isn't just a word, it's the foundation of everything, because the truth is success starts in the mind long before it shows up in reality. If your mindset isn't aligned with your ambition, you will always sabotage your own progress. You'll make excuses, you'll doubt yourself, you'll settle. But winners think differently. They operate from a mindset of growth, of possibility, of absolute belief in their ability to improve. They don't wait for motivation. They don't rely on luck. They train themselves to think, act, and operate like the person they want to become. So ask yourself, does your mindset reflect your goals, or are you stuck in old patterns that hold you back? Because if you truly want success, you have to condition your mind for it. It's time to align your actions with your ambitions. No more hesitation, no more hoping, just decisive action backed by the mindset of someone who refuses to be average. This is where lasting change begins. And if you're ready to take control, then let's continue, because there's still more to unlock. Let's talk about the silent killer of success, complacency. It doesn't scream, it doesn't announce itself, it creeps in quietly, disguised as comfort, disguised as good enough. And before you know it, you're stuck. Complacency is dangerous because it feels safe. It tells you you're doing fine even when deep down, you know you're capable of so much more. It tricks you into thinking that staying the same is better than taking a risk. But the truth, staying the same is the biggest risk of all. Every successful person you admire had a moment when they could have settled, but they didn't. They refused to let comfort rob them of their potential. They understood that if you're not growing, the most powerful thing you can do is accept that where you are right now is a result of your past choices. And where you go from here, that's on you too. Most people run from this truth because it's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame the economy, their upbringing, or bad luck. But here's the thing, excuses change nothing. Ownership, you stop waiting, you stop hoping, you start doing. Because when you realize that your success is 100% in your hands, you stop looking for shortcuts and start putting in the work. So are you ready to take full control? To own your actions, your failures, and your wins? Because the moment you do, you'll see the truth. Accountability isn't a burden, it's freedom. Let's get one thing straight. Failure isn't its feedback. And the people who succeed, they don't let setbacks define them, they let them refine them. Every time you fail, you have two choices. Make an excuse or make an adjustment. One keeps you stuck, the other moves you forward. Think about the most successful people in the world. They've all failed big, but what separates them is that instead of making excuses, they learned, they adapted, they took their mistakes, found the lesson, and came back stronger. Now, what about you? Will you let failures be the reason you stop? Or will you use them as the reason you grow? Every mistake carries a lesson, but only if you're willing to look for it. So the next time you fall short, don't waste time justifying it. Find the lesson, adjust your approach, and come back 10 times stronger, because success doesn't belong to those who never fail, it belongs to those who refuse to quit. What if I told you that failure isn't the enemy? That every setback, every mistake, every misstep is actually a stepping stone to something greater. Because that's the truth. Most people fear failure like it's some kind of final sentence. They avoid risk, stay in their comfort zones, and never take the leaps that could change their lives. But here's the reality. Failure isn't the end. It's a lesson. It's a test. It's the price of progress. The greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and innovators, they didn't reach the top by avoiding failure. They got there by embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel their growth. So ask yourself, what would you do if failure didn't scare you? How much further would you push yourself if you knew that every fall was actually a step forward? Because that's the mindset shift that changes everything. Failure isn't a sign to stop, it's a signal to improve. The only real failure is quitting. Everything else, that's just part of the journey. Think about the last time you failed. What did you do next? Did you retreat? Did you make excuses? Or did you take the lesson and come back stronger? Because here's the truth, every failure carries wisdom, but only if you're willing to look for it. High performers don't see failure as defeat, they see it as data. If something doesn't work, they analyze it, adjust, and try again. They don't waste time on self-pity. They don't let one loss define their future. But most people don't think this way. They let one rejection shatter their confidence. One mistake convince them they aren't capable. And before they know it, they've built a habit of running from failure instead of learning. So let me challenge you. What if from this moment on you saw every failure as feedback? What if instead of avoiding mistakes, you studied them? What if instead of backing down, you used them to build resilience? Because the difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's the willingness to keep going no matter how many times they fall. Fear can do two things. It can paralyze you or it can push you forward. The choice is yours. Most people let fear stop them. They hesitate, they overthink, they wait for the right moment that never comes. But the most successful people, they feel fear and move anyway. Because fear is nothing but a signal. It's not telling you to stop, it's telling you that you're stepping into something bigger. And if you can harness that fear, if you can turn it into fuel, there's nothing you can't accomplish. So the next time fear creeps in, don't let it hold you back. Flip the script. Let it remind you that you're on the edge of something great. Let it be the fire that drives you forward, not the chain that holds you back. Because the people who change the world aren't fearless. They're just unwilling to let fear win. And if you're ready to break through your limits, then it's time to stop running and start chasing. Look around you. Who are the people in your life? Are they lifting you up or pulling you down? Are they pushing you toward greatness or keeping you in mediocrity? Because here's the hard truth. Your environment shapes you. The people you surround yourself with will either fuel your success or drain it. And if you're serious about growth, you need to start paying attention. Toxic influences don't always look obvious. Sometimes they come in the form of doubt disguised as concern. Are you sure that's a good idea? Maybe you should play it safe. I just don't want you to get disappointed. But these voices, whether intentional or not, are keeping you small, and if you're not careful, they'll bury your potential before it ever has a chance to grow. So ask yourself, who in your life is helping you become better, and who is keeping you from it? Because if you want to reach the next level, you have to be willing to let go of anything or anyone holding you back. You can't do this alone. No one succeeds in isolation, but not all company is good company. If you want to grow, you need to be intentional about who you let into your circle. You need to surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and push you to become the best version of yourself. Look at the most successful people in any field. They don't just have friends, they have a network of like-minded individuals who elevate each other. They seek out mentors, peers, and accountability partners who hold them to a higher standard. So ask yourself, who are the people in your corner? Do they encourage growth or do they reinforce your limitations? Do they support your ambition or do they make you feel guilty for wanting more? Because if you want to level up, you need to level up your environment. Choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, push you, and make you better. And watch how everything in your life starts to change. Your environment isn't just about people, it's about everything you consume. What you watch, what you listen to, what you read, and even the conversations you engage in. Negativity is contagious. If you're constantly surrounded by doubt, gossip, and pessimism, it will seep into your mind without you even realizing it. But the opposite is also true. You can design your environment for success. You can control what influences you. Fill your space with inspiration. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to voices that push you to grow. Cut out distractions, negative conversations, and anything that drains your energy. Because when your environment is built for growth, success becomes inevitable. It's not about willpower, it's about what surrounds you daily. So what changes do you need to make? What habits, what routines, what influences do you need to remove or reinforce? Because if you're serious about reaching your full potential, then your environment needs to reflect that commitment. The power is in your hands. Build a space that fuels your ambition, and there will be no limit to how far you can go. How many times have you told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll start next week, I'll wait until the timing is right? Let me tell you something, there is no perfect time, there is no right moment when everything lines up perfectly, and every time you delay action, you're not just postponing progress, you're actively sabotaging your own potential. Every day wasted in hesitation is a day stolen from your future. The people who achieve greatness don't wait. They don't overthink. They don't let fear, doubt, or excuses dictate their timeline. They act, they execute, they take imperfect steps forward, knowing that movement creates momentum. So ask yourself, how much have you lost to hesitation? How many chances have slipped away because you were too busy waiting instead of doing? Enough is enough. The cost of inaction is too high. If you want change, if you want success, if you want a different future, then the time to start is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Success isn't about big dramatic moves, it's about consistent, decisive action. Small steps repeated daily create unstoppable momentum. Think about it. The person who starts exercising today is stronger in a month. The person who invests time in learning today is wiser in a year. The person who takes action, even in uncertainty, is always ahead of the one who hesitates. Momentum is your best friend. But here's the key. It only builds when you move. The more you wait, the harder it gets. The more you hesitate, the heavier the weight of inaction becomes. But the moment you take that first step, everything changes. So, what's stopping you? Fear, doubt, overthinking? Let it go. The only way to create success is to start right now, exactly where you are with what you have. Because waiting doesn't bring results, action does. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent, it's not intelligence, it's speed of action. You don't need more time, you don't need perfect conditions, you just need to move. Because the faster you start, the faster you'll learn. The faster you learn, the faster you improve, and the faster you improve, the closer you get to success. So here's your challenge. Stop waiting, stop overanalyzing, stop telling yourself you need more time. The best way to make progress is to begin. Right now, pick one goal, one step, one action you can take today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because once you start, you'll realize something powerful. Progress isn't nearly as complicated as you made it out to be. It's just a series of small steps stacked on top of each other, leading you exactly where you want to go. So what's your move? Decide, act, and let momentum do the rest. What good is success if you have to compromise who you are to achieve it? Too many people chase status, money, and power at the cost of their values. They cut corners, they make shady deals, they sacrifice honesty for short-term gain, and in the end, they lose. Because real success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about how you achieve it. Integrity is the foundation of everything. It builds trust, it builds respect, it builds a reputation that lasts long after you're gone. And the people who truly win in life, they never sacrifice it, no matter what. So ask yourself, what do you stand for? Are you building success that will last, or are you taking shortcuts that will eventually cost you everything? Because here's the truth. When you hold on to your integrity, success isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Ambition is powerful, it drives you, it fuels you, but if you're not careful, it can also blind you. The world will test you. It will tempt you with shortcuts, quick wins, and easy outs. It will make you question whether doing things the right way is worth it. But here's what most people don't realize. Shortcuts come with a price. And that price is always higher than you think. The most respected leaders, the most successful individuals, they don't just reach the top. They stay there. Why? Because they built success on a foundation that can't be shaken. So before you make a decision, ask yourself, will this choice make me proud in 5 years, 10 years? Will I be able to look back knowing I did it the right way? Because in the end, success without integrity isn't success at all. Legacy isn't built in a day, it's built in the moments when no one is watching. The way you conduct yourself, the choices you make, the standards you uphold. Those are the things that define how you'll be remembered. Do you want to be known as someone who did whatever it took, even at the cost of honesty? Or do you want to be known as someone who never wavered, never compromised, and built something worth respecting? Because here's the truth, success fades, but character lasts. Money comes and goes, but integrity stays with you, and the only thing more valuable than what you achieve is how you achieve it. So make the choice today. Build a legacy that matters, one that isn't built on deception or shortcuts, but on truth, honor, and the kind of success that stands the test of time. Because at the end of the day, real success isn't about how high you climb, it's about who you are when you get there. If you stop growing, you start dying. That's the simple truth. Success isn't a destination, it's a constant evolution. The moment you think you've made it, you've already started falling behind. The world keeps moving, industries keep changing, and those who refuse to adapt get left behind. So ask yourself, are you committed to lifelong growth, or are you settling for what you already know? The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They never stop learning. They read, they ask questions, they seek mentorship, and they embrace every challenge as a chance to improve. You are your greatest investment. Every skill you build, every lesson you learn, every weakness you strengthen, it all compounds over time. And those who refuse to grow, they stay exactly where they are. Don't let that be you. Stay hungry, stay curious. Commit to the process of becoming better every single day. Because the moment you stop improving is the moment you start losing. Look at your daily habits, your work ethic, your discipline. Do they reflect the person you want to become? Because here's the truth. Your standards determine your success. The people who achieve greatness don't get there by accident. They demand more from themselves. They refuse to accept mediocrity. They hold themselves to a level that most people aren't willing to match. What time do you wake up? How do you spend your free time? How disciplined are you when no one is watching? These small choices add up. They shape your mindset, your results, and ultimately your future. If you want to win, you need to set higher standards for yourself. Standards that push you, challenge you, and force you to evolve. Because the truth is, success isn't given, it's earned. And the only way to earn it is by refusing to settle for anything less than your absolute best. So raise your standards, because the level you hold yourself to today will define where you end up tomorrow. Most people only celebrate the big wins, the promotions, the major breakthroughs, the life-changing moments. But what they don't realize is that those victories are built on thousands of smaller ones. Success isn't one massive leap forward, it's the result of consistent daily progress. The extra hour of work, the tough decisions, the commitment to growth even when no one is clapping for you. Every step forward matters, every small improvement counts. And when you learn to celebrate the little wins, you build momentum that carries you toward the big ones. So don't wait for some massive breakthrough to validate your progress. Recognize the effort you're putting in today. Appreciate the fact that you're moving forward, even if it's just an inch at a time. Because the truth is, every great success story is built on the foundation of small, consistent wins. And if you keep stacking those wins day after day, the results will be greater than you ever imagined. What's the point of chasing success if you don't have the energy to enjoy it? Too many people grind themselves into the ground, sacrificing their health in the name of achievement. They ignore sleep, skip meals, and burn themselves out thinking they can push through with sheer willpower. But here's the truth. You can't perform at your best if your body is running on empty. Your mind, your focus, your creativity, it's all fueled by your physical and mental well-being. The most successful people don't just work hard, they take care of themselves. They eat well, exercise, and prioritize rest because they know their energy is their greatest asset. So ask yourself, are you treating your body like an afterthought, or are you fueling it for success? Because at the end of the day, your health isn't just a personal choice, it's a business decision. And the stronger you are, the more unstoppable you become. Ambition is powerful, but without balance, it leads to burnout. And there's a difference between working hard and running yourself into the ground. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't recharge, your performance will suffer. Think about your energy like a battery. You can't run on full power forever without plugging in and recharging. Rest isn't a weakness, it's a necessity. The top performers in the world don't just grind 24/7. They know when to push and they know when to step back. So what's your strategy for recovery? Do you give yourself time to rest? Do you prioritize sleep, movement, and mental clarity? Or are you caught in a cycle of exhaustion, convincing yourself that pushing harder is the only answer? Work smart, take care of yourself, and remember, longevity beats burnout every time. If your body is the vehicle that carries you through life, then what are you fueling it with? Every choice you make, what you eat, how you move, how much you sleep, it all affects your energy, your mood, and your ability to perform at your best. You wouldn't put the wrong fuel in a high-performance car and expect it to run smoothly. So why do that to yourself? Your physical health isn't separate from your success, it's the foundation of it. Exercise isn't just about looking good, it's about keeping your mind sharp and your energy high. Nutrition isn't just about eating right, it's about fueling your focus and endurance. And sleep isn't just about rest, it's about giving your brain the recovery it needs to function at its highest level. If you want to be great, take care of your greatest tool, yourself, because when you optimize your health, every other part of your life improves with it. If you only surround yourself with the same ideas, the same routines, and the same perspectives, you will never grow beyond your current level. Success isn't about what you already know, it's about your willingness to learn what you don't. The people who thrive aren't the ones who think they have all the answers. They're the ones who stay open to new possibilities, who challenge their own beliefs, and who seek wisdom from unexpected places. Think about it. How many breakthroughs in history have come from people who dared to think differently? From those who asked questions others ignored. From those who were willing to embrace change instead of resisting it. So ask yourself, are you actively seeking out new knowledge, or are you stuck in the comfort of what's familiar? Because if you're not learning, you're falling behind. New ideas are the fuel for growth. Stay open. Stay curious, because the moment you believe you've learned enough is the moment you stop progressing. No one succeeds alone. The most successful people in the world don't just rely on their own knowledge. They surround themselves with people who push them to be better. Look at your circle. Are the people around you challenging your thinking? Are they introducing you to new ideas, new perspectives, and new ways of doing things? Or are they keeping you stuck in the same patterns, the same habits, and the same limitations? If you want to grow, you need to be intentional about who you spend time with. Find people who inspire you, people who have done what you want to do, people who will call you out when you're slipping and push you when you're playing small. The greatest minds in history didn't work in isolation. They built networks of thinkers, innovators, and risk takers who helped them see beyond what they thought was possible. So who is in your corner? If you want to elevate your success, start by elevating the people you surround yourself with. Curiosity is the key to greatness. The most successful people never stop asking questions. They never stop exploring new ideas. They never assume they have all the answers. The moment you stop being curious is the moment you start becoming irrelevant. Think about the industries that have been completely transformed in the last decade. The businesses that thrived weren't the ones who stuck to old ways. They were the ones who adapted, who stayed ahead of the curve, who remained curious enough to see new opportunities before anyone else did. So what are you learning today that will prepare you for tomorrow? Are you reading? Are you studying those who have achieved what you want? Are you actively expanding your knowledge, or are you waiting for the world to pass you by? Curiosity isn't just a habit, it's a mindset. And the people who keep learning are the people who keep winning. So stay curious, stay hungry, because the more you learn, the more opportunities you'll create for yourself. Why do you do what you do? It's easy to get lost in the grind, to chase goals without stopping to ask yourself if they truly matter. But here's the truth: if your work isn't connected to a deeper purpose, it will eventually feel empty. Your why is what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what separates those who burn out from those who break through. The people who achieve the highest levels of success aren't just chasing money, status, or recognition. They're driven by something bigger. So, what's driving you? What is the real reason you want success? Is it freedom? Impact? Legacy? Because if you don't have a clear answer, you'll find yourself running in circles, chasing a finish line that never feels fulfilling. Take a moment, go deeper, because when you reconnect with your purpose, your motivation becomes unstoppable. Passion isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. Too many people think motivation is the key to success, but motivation fades. It comes and goes. What lasts is passion, the deep internal fire that drives you forward even on the hardest days. Passion comes from purpose. When you know why you're doing something, the effort becomes easier, the obstacles become smaller, the work becomes meaningful. Think about the most passionate people you know. They don't need to be reminded to show up. They don't need external validation to keep going. They are fueled by something inside them. So if you feel uninspired, if you feel stuck, the problem isn't your work, it's your connection to it. Reignite your passion by reminding yourself why you started in the first place. Find that fire and let it push you toward everything you're capable of. Motivation isn't a one-time event, it's a daily decision. The people who stay at the top aren't the ones who feel inspired all the time. They are the ones who stay committed even when the excitement wears off. That's why your why matters. It's the anchor that keeps you steady when things get tough. It's the reminder of what's at stake when you feel like giving up. So how do you stay motivated long term? You reconnect with your purpose every single day. You remind yourself why you started. You visualize the life you're working toward, and you refuse to let temporary setbacks pull you off course. Because the truth is, success isn't about how you feel in the moment, it's about what you commit to day after day, no matter what. So stay locked in, stay focused, and never let go of the reason you started this journey in the first place. We've covered a lot, but at the core of it all, success comes down to 10 simple but powerful principles. Never settle for mediocrity. Never make excuses, never fear failure, never allow negative influences, never delay action, never sacrifice integrity for success, never compromise on self-improvement, never neglect your health and energy, never isolate yourself from new ideas, never forget your why. These are not just ideas. They are actions, they are decisions, they are the blueprint for high performance and lasting success. So the question is, are you ready to apply them? Knowledge means nothing without action. You've heard the truth, you've seen the path, now it's time to commit. The people who win in life aren't the ones who just listen, they're the ones who execute, who take what they've learned and apply it relentlessly. So, will today be the day you finally step up? Your future is in your hands. No more waiting, no more excuses. The time to act is now. You have everything you need to succeed. The only thing left is the choice to do something about it. So make the choice. Step up, take control. Because success isn't found, it's created. And starting today, it's yours to claim.